Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the final game in the series between Gummibaer Grün and Food Please in the group stage of the Farmers League. And so far, it has been a really one-sided matchup with Food Please really dominating, except maybe game one. But even then, Gummibaer had a great start, but Food Please was in the end able to come back. But maybe in the last game, this might be all turned around by Gummibaer. I don't think this win, if he wins it, matters at all in the grand scheme of things, because the tournament settings are interesting, to say the least. But I think it's also for your honor. You want to be able to at least win one game against Food Please. Luckily, I have actually won one game against Food Please. So I'm quite happy that I managed to do that, and I think Gummibaer would also be very happy if he was able to achieve that. Now the map here is African reed beds, and that's actually a map that Lily Van Lily voted into the map pool, and it's from one of the tournaments, I think from T90's Titans League or Hidden Cup or whatever. But basically it has these back ponds for each player with some deep sea fish, and it's typically used for fish booming. Also, it has some reeds. Reeds, I think they should just be removed from the game, because it's like, okay, is this just look at this, look at the grass here, and look at the reeds. Like, it almost looks the same. It's like, okay, you should just be able to pass through that. But no, actually, it's like a mini forest. But then at the same time, it's not really a forest, because each of the reeds only has 50 wood. So it's like bad forest that looks like grass. So I'm not really a fan of this, or it should be made more distinct maybe. But yeah, this is the African reed beds, and so what the pro players typically do is go for a wall off in the back, maybe from here to here, and then from here, and then like this, and then go for some fish booming. However, here we are going to see a lame attempt by Food Please, but it's not going to work out. He already failed it, and so he won't be able to do that. Also, oh god, Gummibaer, oh god, Gummibaer. Oh. Not killing the scout, but losing a villager. What the hell? Gummibaer, where were you looking? Where was your attention? I thought you had the super MBL mouse, so clicking clearly was not a problem. Also, again, Gummibaer, he doesn't like berries apparently. He is not a herbivore, he is a carnivore. He doesn't like the berries, he just wants flesh and meat. So he's walling his own berries in once again. Now Gummibaer, he is now able to go forward with his own scout and maybe lame Food Please. However, Food Please wants to try one more time to maybe lame this rhinoceros, and so Gummibaer is well advised. What is this? What? Was it bugged? Or did Gummibaer just not click on the scout of Food Please? Because the scout was passing next to the eagle scout, and the eagle scout just did not attack at all. That was kind of weird. Nice hits here on the scout of Food Please. And overall, I would like the situation by Gummibaer if he had actually killed the scout and not lost a villager in the process. Also, Food Please being one villager ahead anyways. But I think that will change now, because he is housed. And he's housed because he has some militia out. And he is the Japanese... and the Japanese infantry is attacking faster. However, I think it's only starting in the feudal age, which we can just double check real quickly. Starting in feudal age, they attack 33% faster. So the Dark Age rush is actually just generic. It's just a normal militia, but still in the hands of a skilled player like Food Please. It can be very strong. Now Gummibaer, interestingly, yeah, as I said, he doesn't like the berries, so he instead is going for a barracks first before the mill, which is good if you want to defend against a drush or want to do your own drush. But I think the timing is just off, and I think a mill would have actually been been better by now to just get the consistent food income, although Food Police is of course now coming in here on the berries and is a little bit disappointed that he doesn't find any villagers gathering here. Now we have this very, very long run around by the two scouts. I think Gummibaer should just do something more productive with his own scout. And now the militia are coming in, and no reaction by Gummibaer. He saw them, the militia were here. They were attacking the house. No reaction. Still, no reaction. No reaction. Okay, finally, a little bit of a reaction, but I think one villager will just die. This villager is dead. And yeah, and the militia can just get away. Now Gummibaer has 2 militia of his own against 3 of Food Police. Yes, the militia of Food Police are weak. But I think with a little bit of micromanagement, Food Police could come out on top. No, not quite. I think Gummibaer will take this and then it will go forward. But yeah, damage has been done. Both players having 22 villagers right now. Now the scout fight conclusively going into the favor of Gummibaer. Even though it was his scout was downhill from the scout of Food Police, but still the scout of Food Police was so weak. But more militia here, and what is this wall attempt by Gummibaer? I mean, I like that he's trying to wall, but losing a villager on walling, this is just not great. And Gummibaer just has lost so many villagers already. More militia are coming in. This is incredible pressure here by Food Police. And nothing so far from Gummibaer. Also, Gummibaer not on the way up to the feudal age. Typically, you would expect one player to be faster to the next age. But yeah, these militia are just vicious. They're creating so much havoc, killing the militia of Gummibaer. And Gummibaer's like, okay, what do I even do now? What do I do against this relentless aggression? All the economy is idle now. The militia are coming back in again. And they're just attacking the next villager and probably just clubbing him to death. This villager strays a little bit too far from the flock. Maybe he will escape to the town center. Yes, he will, but look at the idle time that is generated here by Food Police. And this militia of Gummibaer will just die by the hands of these brutal marauders here in the hands of Food Police. He has upgraded his homunculi and has outfitted them with clubs, and they're much more vicious and ready to kill green villagers. Now finally it's green villagers again, and Gummibaer Green has refrained from going for pink once again. Gummibaer now trickling in 1 militia at a time, and they do some damage. Yes, he is able to repel the attack, but I think in the long run this is just devastating, and Food Police does have the resources to go up to the next age. He is going to the middle heavily on the back of this pressure, and that's also how he can afford this many militia, and he should just go up. But of course he doesn't have anything in the queue. He's just idling. Nothing in the queue at all. Still nothing in the queue, but he doesn't need anything in the queue because he's just killing Gummibaer Grün outright with his golems right here, with his army in red. Although now his militia are getting weak, more of them are being killed by the green villagers. And now finally Food Police going for loom and going for the next age. Gummibaer Grün at the same time cannot afford to go up to the next age. He has 3 fishing ships here, so nicely done. Food Police just ignoring the fishing aspect entirely, and I think he is right. Gummibaer Grün investing a lot of resources. This is the dock, 3 fishing ships, all these walls, and the villager time. I think it can pay off in the long run, but I think right now it's just very, very tough. Also, Gummibaer Grün, he is behind, or he is ahead by 1 villager actually, but only by 1 villager, even though he has 3 fishing ships, and that is because he has lost too many villagers so far. Finally, some militia are getting cleared up, but look at the juicy fish in the middle, and those are the real riches. Forget the fish in the back. It's all about the center, about the juicy box turtles on these hills. And that's what Food Police is getting, and he's getting for another mill. There's also ostrich there, and he knows Gummibaer is really occupied at home, so Gummibaer should not be any threat. But maybe Food Police is a little bit too confident, because here they come, the Aztec militia by Gummibaer. They are coming forward, and I think if Gummibaer realizes that there are villagers here, he's going the wrong direction. Food Please was waiting for feudal age, now he's going for towers, and I think that's gonna be all she wrote. Nice tower here. Militia of Gummibaer going nowhere. They're just going into the damn hell, as Mem would say. Where are they even going? On this map, it's always across positions. So if your pawn is here, you know your opponent is between this corner and the center of the map. And that's right where Food Please is. So, yeah, really long way here. And oh god, man-at-arms now. Finally, the army of Food Please has been upgraded once more with fancy kite shields. I actually like the model of the man-at-arms very much. I think it's my favorite unit in the game, although they're slow and cumbersome and weak, but still, they are just very nice. Basic swordsmen here. And they're just coming in here, causing so much pressure, and also now the bonus of 33% more attack comes into play, which just translates to kind of like a third more damage. That's how you have to think about it. So basically these men-at-arms kind of have 8 attack, which is quite a lot if you think about it. And you can see that working here on the house, they just batter through that so quickly. Look at that, and they're in more towers here by Food Please. And I don't see a way for Gummibaer to come back into this game. I think he's just dead. All the villagers here will get killed off by the red army of Food Please. Also, the tower kills another villager. The tower will not go down. And I think Food Please has the game in his palms. Gummibaer again being way too late to the next age. Well, he does have enough almost for castle age at this point, but I think he's just not going to stop the relentless pressure of Food Please. Also a little bit late usually in garrisoning the town center. Here finally getting a kill, but yeah, this is just not going to work out. All these villagers are incredibly weak. They're just one swing away from dying, so this one dies. And then these two are not getting attacked. They are spared by the men-at-arms, who have found more and juicier targets here. And look at this. And if you compare the strength of the men-at-arms to that of the militia, you can see they're just much more deadly. 2 villagers going down. Maybe another one will go down. No, I think they will just about survive, but more are coming in. And look at this. I just like to look at these men-at-arms just going to town, finally doing something. And Gummibaer also going for men-at-arms. This is hilarious. This is almost like two noobs playing. Look at the AI army here. Food Please now, of course, on the way to the castle age, whereas Gummibaer is, of course, not on the way to the castle age. He is forever stuck in feudal age, and he has to try to repel this attack, and he kinda has done that, but still the towers are there, the towers are walled in, all of this area has been denied, and I think Gummibaer should just call it at this point. He's just way too far behind, unless he can unless you can pull off a miraculous fish boom, but of course you can't, and that is the big problem about this fish booming here. It just takes so much wood, so this fish trap costs 100 wood, and you just cannot afford that typically. And Food Please just realized this. He was like, okay, this map is just an aggressive version of Arabia, kind of, because you have all the food in the middle, so you always want to go aggressive. You always want to push and pressure your opponent, because then all this food is yours for the taking, and then you can recuperate the losses of your militia or men-at-arms or whatever you have built. And he realized that, and so that's why he is so successful on this map and why he never goes for the dock in the back. Now finally we have some counter-aggression here by Gummibaer, very nicely done. That's what I like about Gummibaer's play here, is that he always manages to find some counter damage, to always tries to attack his opponent even if he's in a very dire situation. He's not just rolling over on his back and giving up, but I think at this point this is just more for the optics and less for the actual result. And I think in the end, Food Please will win this game, who is now also in castle age. He could go for long swordsman, yes, and that's what he's doing. If he wants to entertain us, he could actually go for pure long swordsman, but it looks like he just wants to go for the typical castle drop. That might actually be denied. Look at this. Look at the number of men-at-arms. Also, this tower might get killed here by the men-at-arms, by Gummibaer, but I think he should have done that earlier, and right now it's just too late, and the men-at-arms are just getting killed. They're just getting massacred by Food Please. And now the long swordsmen have arrived. The castle will be... I don't know. What happened to the stone? Huh? All the villagers of Food Please went idle. Is this his secret strategy? The ultimate Food Please economy strategy? And suddenly Food Please at the same villager, or just one villager ahead of Gummibaer. Everything's idle. What? Ah, there's the castle. Okay, he was just stunned. He was... I don't know what he was doing. But yeah, Food Please not being able to build the castle, but Gummibaer should have just dropped the palisade here or something. Or just put a unit here on stand ground. But now it will be all over for Gummibaer in the end. I almost thought there was a way where he could come back because Food Please's economy was idle, but no. With that castle in his face and all the villages of Gummibaer just dying, I think that's all she wrote for Gummibaer. And it's another get out of my game castle, and this must be frustrating for Gummibaer, who spent so much time training on Daddy Tuesday together with Splaybuzzer, but it seems like Splaybuzzer is not a very good training partner. Not giving Gummibaer the right strategies, the right ideas, just feeding him probably some wacko weird strategies that Gummibaer is not able to pull off. And there it is. The castle is up, and Gummibaer should just resign. He has nothing. He has a few fish traps. He has 4 fish traps, and that's it. I mean, fish traps are nice. If you look at the food they have on them, it's over 600 food. So in the end, it does pay off once you get them down. But look at the investment. It's just so much. It's 600 wood just for the fish traps alone here. Also, you want to have them stacked up directly next to the dock. But of course, he is stressed out. He doesn't have the micro at the moment to really stack them up nicely right there. But I think it's over. He should just call it, even though Food Please also at a hilariously low villager count of 28, and 9 of those are idle. So okay, maybe I spoke too soon, because the economy of Gummibaer at this point in the game is stronger than that of Food Please. Isn't that hilarious? But I think those 2 longswordsmen are enough to kill all those villagers, probably. Although the tower is there, the tower could help a little bit if Gummibaer is able to realize that he should garrison a little bit with a few villagers. But still, 2 longswordsmen doing so much damage. I mean, this is kind of like show match for the swordsman line. Only swordsmen allowed in this matchup, and maybe a few samurai if Food Please ever makes them. But Food Please is not making anything. He has enough. He has 2 swordsmen here. They will come in and they will attack the tower. And let's see the micromanagement by Food Please and Gummibaer. And actually, Food Please doesn't really realize that his longswordsmen are being attacked and they might actually get killed. Although it takes a considerable amount of time. But yeah, one of them is killed. The second one should be killed. Yes, very nicely done. And suddenly, Food Please, okay, going back to his old ways, queuing 4 villagers. The Eagle Scout is finally back, but is being attacked by the villagers of Food Please and will just die, not achieving anything. And it's dead. There it is. That's all she wrote. I thought this game was over, but kind of Food Please wants to go for another round. It seems he's like, okay, let's give Gummibaer some time. Let's let him go back into the game. I mean, I have to give it to Gummibaer. You can see that he had the idea of going for the fish traps, and because he probably saw that in the pro player games, but it's just not enough. Although you can kind of see it started to pay off in the end. I don't know, I want to look at the resources of Gummibaer. He had some food in the bank, and I think it was starting to pay off here. 9 or 8 fishing ships with fish traps. It's like 8 farmers. That's actually very nice, but it was just too much aggression by Food Please. Food Please having the right call, just going for the center, just ignoring everything else, and that's was very nice strategy for him. What I missed was basically a mining camp of Food Please being killed here by the man-at-arms, probably of Gummibaer, and a few villagers being killed that way. So nice counter aggression by Gummibaer, but overall the game was very much dominated by Food Please with his aggression. And we can... Okay, I thought it would be much clearer in the timeline. It looks rather even, and even Gummibaer having some advantages in terms of overall population. But if we looked at the game, it was just very one-sided in the end. Although both players with a villager high of 35, I'm always amazed at the low production of villagers of Food Please. And Freddy and Spy Buzzer and everyone who wants to challenge Food Please, if you're watching, that is the big problem of Food Please, is his macro when he is super aggressive. He's just not producing. So even though oftentimes you're like, okay, there's just so much pressure, there's nothing I can do, Food Please typically also doesn't have much resources anyways. And a nice little counterattack here or there, and just staying persistent is can oftentimes be enough to just come back into the game against him. Alright, but that was the series between Gummibaer Grün and Food Please, with a clear win by Food Please. Well played by him, and I think Gummibaer needs to go back to Daddy Tuesday training sessions. And then let's see what he can do in his next matchups. Let's see you then.